Hello everyone, with COVID cases increasing rampantly, there is a lot of information and misinformation available to parents either from their friends, relatives, family, from their media, from adult doctors. Remember, children COVID is very different from adult COVID. 90 to 95% of them just respond with home care and basic supportive treatment. I myself get lots of requests from parents to go for higher tests, antibiotics, which are just not needed. So today I will be talking about what should not be done in COVID in children, because that is going to cause more harm than any benefit to anyone and more panic also in the parents. First thing, if you develop symptoms as parents or somebody in the house develops symptoms, do not send the kids to the grandparents' house. They may be asymptomatic at present, but they have been exposed to you. I am seeing so many cases where the parents got symptoms, so they thought it is best to send the child away. Then the child has spread the disease even in the grandparents' house. Now the grandparents are old and they are at higher risk. So please don't do that. The second thing I would like to tell is overzealous steam inhalation. Steam helps in cold, in any cold nose block it helps. But is it going to do any wonder, any miracle in COVID? No, it won't. I don't know why this perception has set in that giving steam multiple times in a day will really help in COVID. If your child is older, is cooperating very good, then you can give steam 2 to 3 times in a day. That will help in relieving the nose block and will give symptomatic relief. But if your child is younger than 5 years, is not cooperating, do not go for forceful steam inhalation. We are seeing cases of burns from the steam inhalation. The child puts his hand in the hot water or the water spills on the child, and these burns are much more dangerous than actual COVID in children. As I mentioned, 90 to 95% of children get better on their own with just very simple treatment. If at all child's nose is very blocked, child is very irritable, you can try using a humidifier. You can try a simple method in the bathroom. Just switch on the geyser. Then you put the shower on at full heat for 5 to 10 minutes and switch it off. Then the whole bathroom becomes steamed. Then you can just go and sit with your baby or your child in the bathroom for 10 to 15 minutes. That will help in loosening the mucus in the nose. But no overzealous and over enthusiastic or forceful steam inhalation, strictly not recommended. The third thing which should not be done is use of antibiotics. I spend more time counseling the parents why antibiotics are not needed in COVID than what I tell them actually about COVID. Antibiotics work for bacterial infection. COVID is a viral infection, and even in adults, see, I'm not an adult expert, but even in adults, many of the medicines which are being used are being questioned by many experts. But in children, definitely there is no role of antibiotics right from day one. In some children, if the fever is persisting for 3 to 4 days, if there are any other symptoms which we feel, then only we start antibiotics. Routine use of antibiotics will cause more side effects like stomach upset, loose motions, vomitings, and not to forget a major danger of antibiotic resistance. Azithromycin is a wonderful antibiotic, and if we keep giving to children left, right, center in COVID, when there will be actually a disease against which azithromycin works wonderfully, we will not have another antibiotic for that. So that will lead to another problem in the future. So please realize that antibiotics are just like giving some junk, some harmful thing to your child than actually helping your child. Fourthly, I would like to talk about CT scan. CT scan has been talked a lot in adults. Again, I'm not an expert in that area, but in children, the role of CT scan is very limited. Even for children who get admitted, we don't do CT scan. We just do an X-ray. Only if child is very sick, oxygen requirement is going up, child is on ventilator, then we may consider CT scan. So on the advice of some friends or families or some relatives or some adult physician, please don't get CT scan done for your child. CT scan has a lot of radiation and it is harmful for growing children. Of course, if it is required, we will go for it, but unnecessarily don't do that. The next thing I would like to talk about is going for fancy tests like D-dimer, interleukin 6, LDH. Firstly, no tests are required in COVID in children unless fever is persisting more than 3 days, or there are other severe cough is there, any breathing difficulty is there, any danger signs. For regular mild fever, cough, cold, mild cough, mild cold, no tests are required. And please, before going for the test, consult your pediatrician. As I've mentioned previously also, take an online consultation if you don't want to go to the hospital on day 1 of symptoms, and let your pediatrician guide you. I have parents sending me 20 to 30 blood tests done at the advice of their relatives, because their relatives insisted, no, you should get it done. We have seen so and so patient get serious. Please, they are not doctors. Don't go by what media is saying, what your friends are saying. Trust your pediatrician. Many parents ask me, what's the harm in getting it done? It will give us mental peace if the tests are normal. No, it will not give you mental peace, because COVID is after all an infection. Even if you do some random tests in a child with a simple common cold, they may show a little elevation. So that is exactly what is happening. Some parents are getting these tests done. Values will be a little elevated here and there, and then they are panicking further. And also another thing which is important in these tests is to go to a good lab. I have had patients coming with highly abnormal values to me. Child is totally looking fine, and then when I repeat the test in my hospital or in a good lab, the reports are totally normal or just slightly above the range. So unnecessary tests will not give you mental peace. It may lead to unnecessary treatment also by some doctors, because of course if the test results are very abnormal, the doctor may feel the need to admit the child or treat the child just to be on the safer side. So only if required, go for these tests. Please trust your pediatrician. Stop Googling. Stop taking advice of friends and relatives. Thank you.